O mundo corre grande perigo e apenas ele pode nos salvar. Shazam!
Introducing the star of our show. His name is Shazam!
É isso mesmo, meus amigos. O jovem herói está de volta, dessa vez enfrentando as filhas de Atlas, que chegaram furiosas e quebrando absolutamente tudo pela frente.
Anyway, the wizard gave me superpowers. Well, then everybody got superpowers. Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
E para saber mais sobre essa aventura, as minhas colegas, as minhas amigas, Valentina Pulgarim e Gabi Khan, viajaram até Los Angeles.
Hi, I'm Valentina,
Valentina,
Brazil, as I said.
Hey! Ô, Brasil!
Let's
Brazil.
get this.
Let's go.
Eu sou Otávio Neto e esse é o Bastidores Space Shazam, Fúria dos Deuses.
Now everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, and I'm the only one trying to keep it together.
You understand I'm a pediatrician, right?
We've
I got
built
here.
our Jenga stack. Look
Yeah.
at that. I'm gonna bring it back a little bit more. You can really get the full flavor. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 layers.
Boomba.
Boomba, boomba.
This is a Jenga. Every time you take a red block, it will be a challenge. Every time you have other colors, it will be a question. So be my guest.
But are you gonna be pulling blocks as well?
Yeah.
Okay, because we have to have a winner, right?
Yeah.
All right, blue.
Okay, so for the blue question, of all the DC characters, which ones are the top 3 for you that should go to therapy right now, just like Shazam did?
Which 3 characters need to go to therapy right
Yeah,
now?
like
Oh
right
man, all of them?
I got one. I think Aquaman.
So many of them have dead parents,
Yeah.
tragic events in their life. Batman, right out of the gate, Batman.
Batman is so cool.
Batman's in denial about a lot of his feelings.
Yeah.
He's like, I worry about the toxic masculinity that goes on in the range of 50-year-old men in this society. Well, look. I'm not saying generally. I'm not trying to do a sweeping generalization, but I meet a lot of men, and they struggle with being emotional. And they have a dead relative or something, they're just like mad at themselves because they didn't say thank you or I'm sorry or whatever they needed to say because they can't be vulnerable. That's a real problem. And I'm hoping that movies like now that are coming out now, before these guys die, before these guys wither off, they should learn the lesson of being vulnerable.
Okay, I feel like maybe I should be writing all this down.
Were there any things that maybe you learned from the first film that made your life easier while shooting Fury of the Gods?
I mean, it's never easy.
Your world will not survive this.
No, but I mean, I learned a ton on the first one, especially sort of working with lots of visual effects and stunts and things like that I hadn't really done, certainly not on this scale before. But since this was a bigger movie than the first one, it was just as daunting and challenging.
I don't deserve these powers, if I'm being honest. Like, what am I even contributing? Ow!
Part of the charm of the character in the franchise is that he is a kid in an adult body. And I like playing that enthusiasm.
I refuse to grow up, so I totally
Me
understand.
too.
Like, I'm 36 and I'm like, I'll forever wear like
Oh.
superhero t-shirts and like, I love them.
I don't want to grow up. I think that it's really fun to not be the adult.
I also feel like you are Shazam now. You know,
I
like to
kind
all
of
of
am.
us.
I kind of am. I think I always have been. I mean, I'm a 42-year-old man-child.
I'm an idiot.
Do you still see yourself or, kind of your performance through Zach and Adam's performance as well?
100%. I mean, I'm gonna speak for Zach since Zach plays me, but yeah, I think Zach does a great interpretation of Billy, of the older Billy. If you're a kid and you have superpowers, you're gonna be giddy about it, you're gonna be fun, you're gonna be energetic, and that's exactly the way he plays it.
Have you interviewed
And
Zach yet today?
Yeah, I have.
Are we similar?
Yeah, I'm
Similar
like, yeah, you
energy?
kind of, yeah.
I'm just me. I feel like a fraud.
Billy really struggles in this film with the imposter syndrome, and I was curious whether or not you went through that as well when you first jumped into this role.
Oh, I've struggled with imposter syndrome probably my whole life, I think a lot of people do. I don't think it's a very rare thing. I've done a lot of therapy and a lot of work on myself, so hopefully I don't deal with it as much, and I get better at feeling less of an imposter, and I encourage everyone else to do the same.
E dessa vez o planeta Terra tá correndo perigo porque 3 filhas de Atlas, que são deusas gregas, vieram para aqui e elas estão pistolas com Shazam e querendo quebrar tudo. E na hora da Warner trazer 3 novas atrizes pra esse elenco, você acha que a gente economizou? A gente trouxe Helen Mirren, que tem alguns Oscars em casa. A gente também trouxe a icônica Lucy Liu, que é uma ex-Pantera. E também uma das queridinhas de Hollywood, a Rachel Zegler.
We will annihilate everything. Champions of this realm can do nothing to stop us.
Because there were 3 women, and that's sort of unexpected, isn't it? Not always the case that you might have one great female character if you're lucky, but to have 3 strong, very important to the plot female characters is quite rare.
You are very menacing. I just want you to know that.
Helen, you're scary, so... You're scary. No, not at all. I'm totally joking.
Say the word.
Never! Never!
Never say never.
We bring different components because we're so different in our experiences in life and as women, and so I think we sat really well in our own skin, and that kind of brings a sense of power for people because we're so comfortable in ourselves.
None of us felt cast aside, I think.
No,
and
absolutely
that's very
right.
rare,
Yeah, you're very true.
Say the word.
Lucy, actually, calypso means something else in Brazil.
Oh boy.
Let me
What
see
does
if
it
you can guess what it is. Do you think it's a name of a traditional food? Is it the name of a holiday or the name of a very famous band?
I feel like it's the name of a holiday because Brazilians love to party. I just guessed that. Is that correct? No.
Actually, it's the name of a very famous band.
I was gonna say it's a band.
The lead singer, she's a diva in Brazil. This is Joelma.
Oh.
She's amazing.
Want these powers? Come get them! Hey, Khaleesi!
Does it empower you as women as well to look so empowered and be these characters in any way, like when you leave?
There's no way to not in those costumes.
Absolutely.
You know, even though they're a bit cumbersome, I feel like we would like they would yell action and
Yes.
you know, it's
Yes.
cool. So
Yeah.
and you take that home with you, I feel.
Also, we're playing goddesses, so you can't really come in small as a goddess.
I need to have that experience in my life, I feel.
But get the costume, put it on.
I'll
We're in the
steal
hallway.
one from the
They're in the hallway. You can
Shoes
take
like
ours.
this help.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
God.
shoes
Yes,
are
shoes help.
important.
Very high shoes.
Which we were wearing shoes
and
like that,
then,
basically.
And a sword.
I
You'll
am.
see the crowds will part in front of you.
Children stole the power of all the gods. This is very personal, Billy.
Okay.
Shazam on that shirt?
Yes, it's kind of finding wall in here. Let's see if you have a good eye.
Oh, there he is behind
Yeah.
the Martian Manhunter. And Freddy
hidden.
and Mary, too.
Yeah. Well, David, today is your lucky day because I'm going to let you choose which questions you're going to answer. So I'll give you. Which one would you like? A question about totally true tales of Shazam?
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. Or a question about DC characters.
Well, I wanted the totally true tales.
Thankfully. So you're kind of famous for doing a series of posts on Instagram about these tales. And did you or did you not pull Helen's Mirren career hair?
No.
Because I was scared. I scared with that one.
I mean, that was fun. I wanted to do something silly just for fun because that's the thing as well. Like now we can start sharing things about the movie. You can't really before it's out there. So it's like, well, if I make up things that aren't true, then I can share as much as I want.
You go for it.
Question.
What was more scary to shoot? You looking into Helen Mirren's eyes and saying the line, "You're old," or actually shooting the action scenes where she's kicking your ass?
The first one.
Okay, look, I might not have as much experience as you because I'm not like super old like you.
In fact, I even brought that up to David when I read the script. I was like, this is funny, but also like, I'm not trying to insult this lady right now. They're like, don't worry about it. We talked to her. And then we were shooting it and she's like, why are you calling me old? And I was like, wait, did you not clear this with her? What is happening right now?
But I think I have a few experiences that you don't have. Because I've seen all of the Fast and the Furious movies, lady. And let me tell you something. It's all about family! Family! Guys, that was a signal!
A question about Lucy or Helen?
I've been talking a lot about Helen recently, so let's do Lucy.
What was the hardest thing you asked Lucy to do on set?
Shooting all her dragon stuff, because the way you shoot it is you have this big robotic arm that she sits on, and it's programmed with the motions of the dragon, and it was like a few days of just shooting that. That was actually the last thing we did on the schedule. So every other actor had been sent home. It was just Lucy, the robot arm, and I was like, she's gonna get so tired of this. She's gonna hate it. But she kept her mood up and she never complained.
You have to trust your filmmaker. And we trusted David a lot because he was very reassuring and like, no, don't worry, it's gonna look sick. It's gonna look badass. You don't have to do much, just do this. And I just have David Sandberg's voice in my head saying, don't worry, it's going to look great.
Well, next one, we have geek details or geek discussions.
Geek details, perhaps?
Okay, so I love how your movie has so many details, like a bunch of Easter eggs. I wanted to know what are those details that you really are looking forward for the fans to really pay attention.
Well, they've already seen Annabelle. that one's pretty obvious. But there's a lot of like little hidden things that don't have to do with superheroes as well. Like there's references to like old Italian horror directors that I like. Those are like my comfort food of movies. Like
Italian horror movies. I have to start with that.
Yeah, especially the ones from like late 70s, early 80s.
Listen to me, Billy. The fate of your world depends on it.
It's starting to look like a hard game.
Nothing's hard enough for me.
Okay.
That's a challenge one, right?
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Put me in the trouble board.
I have a challenge for you.
Uh-oh.
You have to scream Shazam unexpectedly and get someone from this room really scared.
Okay.
My next dare is for you to do a little drawing in that comic book of yours.
Is no one gonna win or lose this game right now?
Let me try.
Oh, no, you knocked it over! Oh, wow. That was really bad. I win again. What is the new dare?
Well, you have to do a funny drawing in that.
Oh, funny drawing? Okay.
Yeah.
What's this?
Something.
I'm just gonna give him some goggles.
Oh, nice.
And then after the goggles, I'm gonna maybe give him like a little mustache. It's kind of coming out of his nose, but just really long nose hairs, I think, at this point. And then we're gonna give him a little goatee.
Just so you know, after this, it's going to be with Jack and Asher. Let's see how it turns out.
Oh, we'll see what they do.
afterwards.
Make sure you keep that PG rated. That's gonna get crazy.
Keep the drawing that Zach did here. Any funny drawings, like anything that comes from your heart, it's good.
Oh no.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh no.
It's-
Draw what comes from the heart, buddy.
Let's do
Draw what comes.
You can't show this, by the way.
Oh my god, it's such a bad drawing. Don't show that to anybody, please.
Yeah, please can't.
I'm trying to help you.
I actually have done this with Zach, a picture of Zach before I would go to a convention.
Oh, turn around then.
Oh, that's gold.
I'm focusing.
I can't do that, right? I can't do that anymore.
I think it's time for you to go.
So whoa!
Bro, that was intense.
I'm not gonna
It's
show
actually
the other
good.
side. Put it up top.
Crazy
Jack.
thing.
Put it up
Well, if
top.
that's not poised, then I don't know what is.
Put it up top. Come on.
Want to see something else? That's cool.
Yeah. Wow, that's skill.
That's whack. Shazam!
Yes!
I'm sorry, I almost got you.
That hurt?
No. Before I go, I wanted to give you a gift.
Oh, a gift?
I mean, would you
Let's-
imagine how would it look like your characters in a lucha libre?
That's so cool.
Like, that's a gift for you to have a little bit of Latino move
Oh
in here.
my God, look at your
Yes.
face.
So
Don't
much.
worry.
This is so freaking
That's
sick. I love mixtures. I'm actually from Colombia and I live in Brazil, so
Guys, look at this.
Viva
¿Cuál parte
Colombia.
de Colombia?
De Medellín. ¿Y
Mi
tú?
familia en Barranquilla. This is so cool.
É isso, meus amigos, o novo filme da DC estreia agora nos cinemas no dia 16 de março. Se prepare para essa aventura cheia de heróis, de vilões, de magias ancestrais e criaturas mitológicas.
You think I know how to fix this dude, but I really don't.
Billy, everyone can be worthy. Let's give it a chance. Now go fight for your family.
Eu sou Otávio Neto e esse foi o Bastidores Space Shazam, Fúria dos Deuses. Até a próxima!
Go fight for the world.
I just threw a truck at a dragon. I love my life.
To see if you have the strength of Hercules today, would you like to do a thumb wrestle with me?
Okay.
Let's do it.
How
Ready?
do you thumb rest. I don't even know if I've
It's
done
like
it.
this. It's 1, 2, 3.
You have the scary nail.
Yeah,
It's like
I
you
have
might hurt me.
strength here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Okay, don't hurt the director, guys. I want to keep my job.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. For the power of Hercules, I am competitive in this. No!